Kathleen, your conscious coach. How's everyone doing tonight? Awesome, awesome, awesome. Let's see. Give me just a second here because I forgot to do something before I even got started. How's everyone doing? It's Kathleen, your conscious coach. I'm so glad you guys are jumping on with me tonight. This is the Conscious Hour. Tonight we will be talking about yellow pain and some other things. We'll be talking about voting, stuff like that. This and that. So I'm super excited, guys. I do want to make sure. So let me introduce myself. I'm Kathleen, your conscious coach. I'm a little. Let me get it together. I'm chosen. I'm an educator, and that's what I do. Give me a second here. I like to have my music playing. I know it's like what I do. Yeah. Okay, so I'm Kathleen and I'm your conscious coach. I am chosen an educator, author, speaker, and writer. Um, so guys, you may not know, you may know, I have like kind of a compromise system. So some days are good days and some days are bad days. So the last 4 days have been horrible, horrible days. Um, so I have like these breathing issues and I have like an immune situation going on. So the last 4 days I have been kind of laying around. Even though I've been working, you've been seeing me on here doing my thing and all of that, but I'm just letting you know I may not be my good old perky self tonight because I've been having to do a lot of resting, so to speak. But I'm so glad you guys are here with me tonight. So I am your conscious coach, chosen educator, author, speaker, and writer, and I do want to let you guys know all the time. I never try to hide my faith. I am a woman of God, and I love being that. But I want to talk to you guys tonight about yellow pain. Now, I don't know if you guys have saw not just yellow pain, but Justice Ruth Ginsburg. I want to talk to you guys about Donald Trump and Mitch McConnell, and I want to talk to you guys about just about us, right? Because we black, right? If you're watching this and you're not black, sorry, we black, brown skin minorities over here. And so I want to talk to you about a couple of things regarding that. So much stuff I learned about Ruth Ginsburg. Not that I didn't know things about her, but you know how when you start digging a little deeper just to get all the facts and all that kind of stuff, and that's what I did, and I'm super excited to, I guess, share a little bit more about her and what she's done, her accomplishments, and why it's so important for us to understand politics. I know we don't really sit around and talk about politics, but we really do need to sit around and talk about politics. It's because Hosea 4 and 6 says, my people perish for lack of knowledge. And guys, I can tell you 100 times over, when you don't know what's going on in your community, when you don't know what's going on, it's very hard for you to stand up for yourself, right? It's very hard for you to know what even to ask for. So we're just gonna get started with. I'm gonna get you guys. Oh, hold on. Hold on, guys. Let me cut this off. Oh my goodness, this is hilarious. I'm so sorry. But at any rate, hold on a second. I got too much going on. Oh, hold on. Let me get this straight. I'm a one woman show, guys. So you just have to you have to bear with me because I'm a one woman show. It's gonna be loud one more time, and that's gonna be it. I promise you. But in talking about politics, the first thing I'm about to show you is this rapper Yellow Pain, who I think the first time I actually saw this video had to have been earlier this year. Um, it had to have been earlier this year or last year sometime, the first time that I actually saw him doing this video. So it's not my first time seeing it. It may be your first time seeing it, but it's not my first time seeing it. So let me show you this video about yellow pain and we're going to get started. So tag, share with a friend, get them over here. so they can enjoy the show as well. I'm going to open up chat. So I'm just going to say hello. I am a conscious mind coach. So everything I say is about elevation, and it's about elevating your conscious mind. So, yeah. I'm going to type in hello. I always want to type in a bunch of stuff, but I always just end up making it simple. So let me see what's on. Periscope is on, YouTube is on, Facebook is on. Make sure if you're on YouTube, you subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you're on Facebook, tag, share with a friend. If you're on Periscope, do the same. Just let everybody know that I'm on and we're about to have this conversation. So let me start by showing you guys this video, and then we'll circle back if that makes any sense. So let me get this video going. Let's see, where is it at? Here we go. I'll let you watch this and then I'll jump back on. So yeah, Yellow Pain is this guy. He's a rapper. Now that's his Instagram page. So it's yellow pain. Not yellow, but yellow pain. So follow him on Instagram, Twitter, wherever. I'm just saying he wrote the song, so you might as well show him some love, right? Might as well show the brother some love. And let's see. So that's a, well, he has his head down, so you really can't see him. But here's a short video that I want
They ain't putting nothing in place for us. This how all my people feel, but we gotta learn.
This is Kathleen, your conscious coach. The rapper Yellow Paint is out here doing the work, letting us know we need to gain knowledge so that we can be successful in overthrowing the racism that's in America. Surprise!
I'm so sorry. Okay, look, I'm knocking stuff down now. This is hilarious. Give me a second. Give me a second. I can't do this. Hold on a second. Let me tilt this up a little bit. Okay. Let me see. Let's try this again. Let me get the video again for you.
They ain't putting nothing in place for us. This how all my people feel, but we gotta learn.
This is Kathleen, your conscious coach. The rapper Yellow Paint is out here doing the work, letting us know we need to gain knowledge so that we can be successful in overthrowing the racism that's in America. Surprise! We are on our way seeking knowledge to understand what we need to do to improve our chances of success in America. And I am so glad. I want you to follow Black Civil Leaders, Black Podcasts, everything Black to gain knowledge. Glad to see Church of God in Christ taking a concerted effort to participate. And because Donald Trump and Mitch McConnell, they're not going to stop. Justice Gingsburg has just passed away and they couldn't even honor her request. But what can we do? We can step up. There are many ways for us to step up, including donating. It's our time. We have to see this. It is our time.
All right, guys. So that's pretty much what the show is going to be about tonight. We're going to start it off by talking about Yellow Pain, the rapper, and this message that he has for us to basically be on top of our the political arena, or how the government works. So, like I said, Yellow Pain is the rapper. Um, I'm just going to type how to learn about politics. Look, I can't even see. So sorry guys. Okay. So Yellow Pain is the rapper. So Yellow Pain raps about basically us understanding legislation, how this whole system works that we are a part of. And I think a lot of times we don't think about the fact that we are a part of this whole American system. And so we're just here, right? We're just, hey, I'm just a citizen, I'm just here, and I expect all the people who are in the different positions to do the right thing. So let me show you this guy, Yellow Paint, again. And if you haven't had a chance to listen to the song, go listen to the song. This is not his first. Like I said, this song has been out for a minute. So you can definitely go check it out and listen to the message that he has to say because he's really breaking down, the whole system. Now, I don't have in front of me the whole entire system of how it breaks down, but I do know and understand that we need to participate in law, where he mentions, we kind of focus on the executive position, such as your mayor, your governor, and the president. However, we have all these local offices that we really need to focus on, such as your judges, your prosecutors, your local judges, your senator, your congressman, congresswoman, congressman, city council, your board of education. All of these governing bodies need to have eyes on them. And when I say eyes on them, they need to have our eyes on them. We need to know what each branch represents and how it benefits us. There is no point in us continuing to pretty much not know what's going on in our country. And you know what? I'm not going to say country because I really want us to understand that we need to know what's going on in our community. Saying country sometimes takes us away from what happens on a local level. Now I really wish I had like a hierarchy or a scale for you guys to see, or like a little map so you guys can see how the governing body is set up, because I really want to give you a visual of that. But there's a need for us to understand that, because if you don't understand your local system and how it works, and you don't understand the government, then you don't understand that when juveniles are locked away, when juveniles, say like if there's a fight at school. Well, I don't know if you know this, but now since they have the police in the school system, your child can have a fight at school. That school turns into a criminal record. It's called the pipeline to prison, is how they define it. So when you're looking at the pipeline to prison, that means your child who got into a fight at school. And remember when we used to fight in school? Because I know I used to fight in school. Now I didn't start no fight, but I finished the fight. Now I ain't gonna brag on no stupid stuff like that. What I'm saying is that back in the day when we used to fight in school, it was a fight. And whatever happened. You got suspended from school. They called your parents and they did all of that, but you didn't get a criminal record, right? We didn't have to go to the police station, and we did. I'm thinking back though, we did at some point have police in the schools, but that was like when gangs had started, and it was a whole nother situation. But per just kids fighting at school, we didn't have police in the school, and we didn't have police taking us off to jail. I'm looking back though and thinking right now, I'm thinking we probably did and wasn't aware of it. Because I remember police at school. I remember people going to juvenile. So maybe this thing has always existed. But here we have the pipeline to prison, where a kid gets into a fight at school. They get assault charges as kids. And I'm talking, they tried to give assault charges to 6-year-olds, kindergartners, 9-year-olds, 11-year-olds. I mean, that is way too young to have a criminal record. Now, it's okay if you have a record with social services, because social services is the department that steps in to help families when you do have a child who tends to get into a little bit of trouble or whatever, and the family needs guidance and all that good stuff. But if you have the juvenile system taking over in positions where social service should really be working, then you have a problem. So then Yellow Pain, in this rap and this song he has going on, he's basically educating us on the things that we need to know. So he goes on to describe the branches of the government, and then he goes back to describe or explain the areas that we really kind of need to focus on, which is our local county, local city offices, because that's where things happen, our educational department. And I can't say it enough. I have to say that when I was in Black Lives Matter in Cincinnati, that was the first time I actually heard about the pipeline to prison. It had never been a thing. It had never been something. And here, this is a really crazy part. I used to work with juveniles, like as part of what do you call it? Not kind of like a mentorship program, a social program for them to be able to get out into the community and stuff like that. The girls from the juvenile department used to come to the salon, and I was the one who had a contract to do their hair. But not only that, I worked in a summer program with pretty much at-risk youth, and I was a mentor and things like that. So I've actually worked with people who are labeled juveniles, children who were labeled juveniles. Yet I didn't even realize the pipeline that they were being placed into so that they could have a criminal record. Now, again, I don't know if that's how they were doing it back then, because as you can see, I'm a woman of a certain age. That was 20 something, almost 30 years ago. But nevertheless, these things do exist. And so when it comes to things like the pipeline to prison, when it comes to racial profiling, all these things are things that we need to look into our community. Not only that, but I'm going to add this. You need to check with your local bank. You need to know your local lending practices in your community. Because if Black people in your community are not able to get loans, those unfair practices are also going to contribute to crime and dysfunctional families, and basically the struggle that a lot of Black families live through or experience. So shout out to Yellow Pain for this rap, for this song. Guys, I don't even know the name of this song. I'm about to look it up right quick because we can do that. All right. I wish I could share my screen with you, but I can't. Let me look up Yellow Pain because I follow him, because as soon as I heard that song, that's just how I am. So let me see if I can even find the name of the song, if it has a name. My Vote Will Count. Okay, I think that's the name of the song. My Vote Will Count. So yeah, My Vote Will Count. I guess that's the name of the song because he has it hashtag. And then Seven has joined him. I don't know if they redid this song or did another song. But like I said, you can go to his page and see all of that. I think it's called My Vote Will Count. So, but it's all about us understanding politics. Now, when I say understand politics, are we going to understand? Well, quite frankly, there's no reason why we can't take the time to understand all of these pieces, because we live here in America. I don't know like how long it's going to take for us to understand that. But when you live in a country, in a community, in a county, in a city, it is up to you to learn all the things you need to know to help you have the best experience where you live, meaning your community, as in your neighborhood, your city, your block, your county, your state, and the country that you live in. That's a right, that's a privilege that we all should have. So for us not to know what's going on where we live is kind of a shock to us, because that's our responsibility. And so what I'm excited about is that we are living in a time where Black people are really getting on board when it comes to gaining knowledge. Like, we're not sitting around anymore waiting on somebody to tell us something. We are full in. So let me show you this next video clip, and we're going to move through these videos because I want to show you that we are a part of the process. So let me let you listen to the Yellow Pain video a little more.
Do write letters. What I'm supposed to do, blame Trump. He ain't never really gave a ain't nobody raised minimum wage. None of these jobs pay enough. I think they just want to keep us broke, cause they ain't putting nothing in place for us. This how all my people feel, but we gotta learn. We complained enough, let me change it up. Everything I just said, everybody I know think the same way. See, they don't want to see us vote, and we never do, so we see the same thing. But all our votes really do count, and they'll never really let it show. So now I'm finna break it down, cause if I don't, you would probably never know. First thing first, you know, back in middle school when they taught us it was 3 branches of the government. We forgot it when we got older. It's the judicial, the legislative, and executive. But all we know is the executive. That's the mayor, mayor or the governor and the president. Now none of them three people make no laws, they just be checking them. The laws come to their desk and all they do is say no or yes to it. So when the news station tried to tell us that Barack Obama couldn't put us on, we was all salty at Obama when it was the Congress members all along. We gotta focus on the legislative.
The work, right? He's out here doing the work. He's out here spreading the message. And not only him, but people like Ice Cube, who has a whole contract agreement. Jameel Hill is shining light on the subject about us. And then Oprah Winfrey. Well, that's some other stuff we got going on. We'll look at that later. Hold on. So what I'm saying is that this is where we're coming to, guys. As African American people, we are coming to a place where we are more interested in knowledge, right? We're not just living anymore and not paying attention to what's going on. We're not just depending on people to help us, to save us, to come and look. I don't need somebody to come and tell me everything I need to do for my life. That's something that I need to invest in. That's a part of me that I'm going to have to, instead of, looking for entertainment and just scrolling on Facebook and doing all of that, we actually have access to this information via the internet, via social media, um, the Google, the Google, on Google. We really have all this information at our fingertips now. So I'm not waiting for someone to come and tell me how I can live, grow, expand, and increase my knowledge in the United States of America. We don't have a limit on material that we have access to. We have the libraries that are still open even during COVID. Not only that, but we have authors, we have black authors, we have books, we have all these websites and links and URLs that we can just tap into when we want a resource or information. And then we have professionals in the industry who know what we're looking for, and they can offer to us help in the areas where we need help.
Do write letters? What I'm supposed to do, blame Trump?
A second. When it comes to, I should have broke that video in half. We'll have to
Do write letters? What I'm supposed to do, blame Trump? He ain't never really gave a ain't nobody raised minimum wage. None of these jobs pay enough. I think they just wanna keep us broke, cause they ain't putting nothing in place for us. This how all my people feel, but we gotta learn. We complained enough, let me change it up. Everything I just said, everybody I know think the same way. See, they don't wanna see us vote, and we never do, so we see the same thing. But all our votes really do count, and they'll never really let it show. So now I'm finna break it down, cause if I don't, you would probably never know. First thing first, back in middle school when they taught us it was three branches of the government. We forgot it when we got older. It's the judicial, the legislative, and executive. But all we know is the executive. That's the mayor or the governor and the president. Now none of them three people make no laws, they just be checking them. The laws come to their desk and all they do is say no or yes to it. So when the news station tried to tell us that Barack Obama couldn't put us on, we was all salty at Obama when it was the Congress members all along. We gotta focus on the legislative.
Okay. So, yeah, that's Yellow Pain. I'm gonna let you listen to Jameel, Ice Cube, and Jameel Hill. I think they're having a conversation right here, and I hope I write that down right. I don't know if I wrote that down right. Let me see. Oh, oh yeah, Jameel Hill. Okay, so I think that's just pigs. I don't think there's nothing else in there. We'll see. Let's see what else is. Okay, we're gonna switch to this one. Okay, so basically, what I'm just trying to show you here is that we do have people like Jameel Hill, um, LL Cool J, Ice Cube, all these organizations like United to Freedom, all of them out here doing the work sharing information with us, and really doing everything they can to help us win, basically to encourage us, to give us information, to bring us to a place of knowledge. Now, on Roland Martin's page, you can actually, there's a link that you can click and you can join, like, you can become a Roland Martin fan, which basically lets you join. It's a membership and it's only $4.99 a month.
Have
Roland
you had
Martin
any
has
conversations with either
News One.
anybody from Joe Biden's team or Kamala Harris's team about your contract, or hope to have any conversations with them?
I believe a lot of conversations will happen this week. We've been contacted by both sides of the aisle, to be honest. So we're gonna hear a lot of people tell us what they're gonna do.
Okay, so that was Jamil Hill and Ice Cube having a conversation. As we know, Justice Ruth Ginsburg passed away. She's 87 years old. I'm going to talk a little bit about her. And then let's see. Because, and the reason why I'm going to talk a lot about her is because, like I said, in Understanding Politics, she was appointed to the Supreme Court. She has passed away, and that she has to be replaced. Now, you know, oh my God, I ain't gonna get into naming all these people because they're nothing but a bunch of liars. But she was referenced to the being the notorious RBG, like Notorious Big, because she refused to step down, and she was just, you know, on fire and for women's rights and for gender equality as well. People like Donald Trump, Mitch McConnell, and so many others um, who don't care about us are already seeking to replace her when really they should be waiting until the next president is voted in, which I pray is Biden. But there are other ways you can support people in the area of politics, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit too. I'm just going to let this video play out, and then we'll kind of go back and grab these pieces. Okay. All right. So basically, it's all about understanding that Yellow Pain is trying to put this message out. You have people like Ice Cube who's done this black contract that he wants to meet with Donald Trump and Biden, which he's already met with Biden. I don't know if he's met with Donald Trump, but I do know, according to what was posted on social media, he did meet with Biden. Now he has this contract. Again, it's online. You can go online and you can find this Ice Cube black contract. I forgot the name of it. It's in my notes somewhere because I did a video on it a few episodes ago. But he does have this agreement. It's a black agenda or a black agreement. I can't remember the name of it. So Google it. I'm telling you, just Google it. Go to Ice Cube's page and go to his links, and I think there's a link to it. But like I said, on a local level, we need to know what's going on. Now, in terms of of all the organizations and everything that's out there, you have Until Freedom, which is responsible for doing a lot of the Breonna Taylor rallies and things like that. They're in Kentucky. When Elijah McClain was killed, and and it became public knowledge, via social media, they went to Colorado and they are helping that family as well. Now, not only Until Freedom, but there are a lot of groups, a lot of organizations out there who are committed to helping bring justice, help us to understand politics. And one of the things I liked about um, one of the things I liked about Until Freedom is that in negotiating with Breonna Taylor's settlement, they also added some police reform to that. And I think a lot of people missed that piece, but they did add some police reform. So not only did her family get $12 million, which we know that does not replace the loss of life that family has suffered. Like, I don't even want to talk about what, a mother losing a child to police violence. That's just, it's so insane. But they received $12 million, a $12 million settlement. A part of that, though, was reform in terms of no-knock warrants and things like that. So, if you really want to learn more about that, you can just Google it. It's just really that simple. You can look it up. You can see all of the parts that were added um, for the police reform. So, I just thought, wow, what a great move to make. And then that goes back to what I'm saying about understand politics at a local level so you can be effective. Because, guys, it's one thing to be out here fighting for our rights and fighting for equality and all of that. It's another thing to know how to fight. It's another thing you say, well, Black Lives Matter. That's good. Where, how do you effectively make change so Black lives do matter? Because here's the thing, racist people don't care. They don't care about your tears. They don't care about you crying. They don't care that your son got killed or your daughter got killed or your father or whoever. They don't care. They operate off of whatever they can get away with. And so, as soon as we learn about laws and how to change things locally, like in the Breonna Taylor case, where they figured out we're going to stop these no-knock warrants. We're going to make, if they are seeking a warrant, we're going to make it pass through several hands who have to sign off on it and be responsible for it before they can even knock on somebody's door to try to do a no-knock warrant. All kinds of things they put into place to say, look, we want you to understand we want change on the ground level, not just, you know, give us money because we don't even want your money. We didn't even come asking you for money. You killed my baby. And so their right to seek a civil judgment, that's fine. But also I like that they tied into that some changes with the police department. And when I read that, I was like, wow, this is a bigger move. It's the type of move we need to be making. So shout out to them. But that's Until Freedom. But there are other people who are boots on the ground. Like I said, Ice Cube. You have Roland Martin. Let me see if I can get that clip pulled back up. I don't know what happened to it. Is this it? Because I'm doing something goofy tonight. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just, I know what I'm doing, but for some reason. Let me see if I can get this other video up. Because you got Roland Martin out here who shares information with us. Again, Ice Cube, Jamil Hill. With Until Freedom, Portia Williams is a part of that. Yandy Smith, married to Mandeezy in New York. And then I also want to point out this, and then we're going to talk about Justice Ginsburg. But I also want to make sure I point out this. I'm very excited to see that Church of God in Christ took the initiative to place emphasis on voting. Like, I don't know, you have to be a part of the process. So, Church of God in Christ counts is what it is. You can, like I said, you can Google this, you can look this up. Everybody has to be a part, right? The name of his song was My Vote Will Count. Church of God in Christ is saying Church of God in Christ counts. So use those hashtags. Church of God in Christ Sunday, September the 20th, a clarion call to civic engagement. Through this initiative, Church of God in Christ congregations are saying we will not be silenced. We will vote in record numbers and our votes will count. Like, this is the move. Like, Black people are tired of, we've woken up is pretty much what's happened. I see there at the bottom it says Black Church Action Fund. Bishop Charles E. Blake Sr., presiding bishop and chief apostle, Church of God in Christ Incorporated. It says getting souls to the polls. I'm reading all over the flyer. But if you start from the top, Church of God in Christ counts, the presiding bishop, Episcopal call to civic responsibility, Church of God in Christ counts Sunday, September 20th. If you look on the other side where it has that little seal, it says getting souls to the polls, the clarion call to civic engagement, and then the part I just read. For more information, it says go to www.cogic.org or rocs.online. COGIC. So it's ROCS.online/COGIC, and hashtag is Kojic Counts. I cannot tell you enough how much it means for us to be a part of the process. Like, we have to be a part of the process. You cannot just sit back and wish and hope and pray that people do right by you. And I know I'm a prayer warrior. I know how to pray. I'm an intercessor and all of that. But let me tell you something. Prayer without action is dead. Faith without works is dead. It's absolutely dead. It's the reason why we are continuing to perish at record numbers on so many different levels. It's because we lack knowledge. This is a time to step into knowledge. 2020 is all about the reset. And if you're not a part of trying to gain knowledge, you are missing you're missing the shift. You're missing God's plan. You are missing that peace that we all need to have, because this is what we all need to have. We need to participate in this process. So just let's get to Justice Ginsburg. Now, Justice Ginsburg, wow, like, it's like if you have paid attention and watched people over the years and heard what they had to say and know how important they are, then you understand in this moment how significant she was. Like, she was hugely a part of why women's movements and the agenda in terms of women health have moved forward. This little lady, she was just so small and petite, but she was, someone to contend with. Um, I'm not going to go too much into her background, but when she was younger, I think may have been 12. I think she may have been 12, 13 years old. I can't remember. But according to sources, her sister passed away. Her sister was 6 years old. Now, she could have been 6 years old when her sister passed away. I'm forgetting, and I didn't write notes because it was too much for me to write down. But she had that early life experience, and she said that she understood and she could feel the grief that her mom felt from the passing of her sister. Now, I can kind of step into this space a little bit, because when someone dies that's very, very close to you, when you're younger, I think it just gives you a new respect for life. And if you're the type of person who has a big heart and you care about people, it also just puts you in the mind frame of doing what you can for other people to make life as pleasant as possible. Because you understand that life can be terribly unpleasant, terribly unfair at times. And so it puts you in a mind space where, look, I just want to do the right thing. So Justice Ruth Ginsburg passed away on yesterday. She was one of the civil rights attorneys, along with she was right there with Thurgood Marshall, who actually went to the Supreme Court. I think she was appointed by President Bill Clinton. She was married, had a beautiful marriage. People really expressed how beautiful her marriage was. Like, they were talking about just the respect that her husband had for her, that they had all of these children, that they welcomed people to their home. And it was just a beautiful, not only was she a person who genuinely cared about other people, but she just had a beautiful heart just as a person. And she cared about people, and she just had a genuine concern. And she was just a regular person, right? Like us. But you have to discipline yourself to have a heart to care about other people. And she did. And so just them speaking about her and me reading about her even more, not like the first time I ever read about her, but just me kind of going back and finding out information about her, really just gave me a whole new level of respect for who she was as a person. Now, she went to Harvard, Columbia. She was a professor at Rutgers and Columbia, and she also taught civil procedure. Now, look, this lady, she earned the notorious RBG. She earned that. Like, that is real. She earned that because she was She was boots on the ground. She was in the game to win and to make it fair. There are a lot of people who are in politics, but there are not a lot of people in politics who are into politics to make it fair, to make it equitable, to really, make sure everybody experiences justice and equality. But here she was doing just that. And so, they said she liked the notorious Big. I just find it funny because it's just something to kind of laugh about because she was so small, but she made a huge impact. And then Notorious B.I.G. was so big, and of course he made a big impact too. Um, you just gotta appreciate it. And so let me see. It looks like her sister passed away. Later on, her mom had cancer. Her mom passed away. She went on to school. She fought for gender equality and, of course, women's rights, winning multiple arguments before the Supreme Court. She was also a volunteer attorney for the American Civil Liberties Union. That's the ACLU. Now, if you're not familiar with the ACLU it's kind of like a group of attorneys who step in for your rights when you're being denied your rights, mistreated, discrimination, prejudice, being treated unfairly, or companies are doing things that are unfairly. You could, I mean, from you know, don't hang your hat on this, but a lot of things like if they're like giving us bad antibiotic chicken and stuff like that. Like they go after big corporations, big companies, but also they help individuals fight as well. So the ACLU, American Civil Liberties Union. Oh, this is my phone. This is what's name. So anyway, you can look them up and see what they're all about. Let's see what else she had going on. Okay. Oh, she died in her home from compilations from metastatic pancreatic cancer at 87. Wow, look at they were talking about how long she served, 25 years. That's a long time to be fighting for the same thing. But she did it day after day after day after day, and she did it well, and she did it profoundly. She did an amazing job, and she was able to change some things and a lot of things. And I just find it to be incredible. If you look at people like Martin Luther King and Justice Ginsburg and Thurgood Marshall and whoever you want to name, John Lewis, all of these people who do extraordinary work and they live a long life. I mean, Representative John Lewis just passed away, what, a month ago, a couple months ago? Here she is living to be 87. Rosa Parks, these people live long lives fighting for justice. And you have the unfortunate death of Martin Luther King, who was young, and Malcolm X, but some live and they are fighting this fight for justice, equality, women's rights, all this stuff for years. So let's not forget to say a prayer for her family because she definitely did the work while she was here. So um, I like this pic best. I don't know why. But rest in peace and rest in love to Justice Ginsburg um, or Gingsburg. So yeah, there are a lot of people out here fighting, and they're really fighting for, our right to vote and for this country to be fair. And when you have people like Donald Trump and Mitch McConnell, these are people who are not going to be fair. They're not going to care about you. They're not concerned about you. So, like I was saying, we have to learn more about the government so we can be effective. Part of the way you can be effective is you can join a group like Until Freedom. You can support them financially. You can support Roland Martin. You can support the NAACP. You can support Black Lives Matter. There are tons and tons and tons of organizations and groups out here You can support the Cincinnati Black Agenda. You can support, which is one of the forerunners for that is Bishop Hilton in Cincinnati. You can support all of this. Don't forget on a political level that there are individuals out here who are running for office who need your support. You may not live in that city, you may not live in that state. However, if they're black and they're running for office, $5, $10, $20, $100, whatever you can give to help them to campaign is going to benefit us because the more of us who are sitting in seats and holding offices, the more we have an ear and eyes on situations that deal with our community. So when you see people running for office, support them. Reverend Raphael Warnock, support them. You see these things pop up on Facebook. Go ahead on and give $5, $10 or whatever. Um, uh, Jermaine Harrison. Um, so yeah, and here's a big one, guys. This lady right here, it was a black guy running in Kentucky. He lost to her. Okay, so Amy McGrath is running for office. She can beat Mitch McConnell. This is huge. Guys, donate to help her win because this creep, this dude right here, this dude needs to go. He needs to have been out of office before Obama even got in office. He certainly needs to be out now. So I can't express for you to not express to you enough tonight how important it is for us to do one thing, that is learn our political system and to vote. Like, I cannot say that enough. And one of her wishes was that they would wait to replace her. That was her dying wish. Mitch McConnell didn't even wait until the next day after it was announced that she had passed away to say, look, we're not going to wait. So if you're thinking that these people care about you and there's some way you can make some connection, I'm not mad at you for pursuing that, but understand they're not there yet. So you got to operate on your own recognizance. You got to operate like what you're going after. You need right now, regardless of if they agree or not. So as we're going to, if you can early vote, early vote. Learn your system. And thank you for joining me for this conscious hour about politics, yellow pain, Justice Ginsburg, all of that. Thank you for joining me on this live. I really do appreciate it. And you guys have a awesome, awesome night. This is Kathleen, your conscious coach. Make sure you are still taking care of yourself. Are you still following the CDC guidelines? I hope so. You can also donate to Cash App at KB Product. And I bring all this to you because I believe that it is our time. I believe that every day, all day, it's our time. If you have an opportunity, I would love for you to visit my website. There you can find my books at khconsciouscoach.org. You can find all of my books, the Legacy Workbook, So You Think You Want to Have Sex, Things I Wish I Knew, and Hurt People, Help People. They're all available on Amazon as well. So, guys, thank you so much again for joining me. I am Kathleen, your conscious coach. Is there something that you would like for me to talk about on this show? Simply just let me know and I will try to get to it. You can also chat. Oh, oh my God, there were so many people on chat. I am so sorry. I apologize. Yeah, I am so sorry. Oh my goodness. Thanks for joining me on chat, guys. I apologize. Thanks for joining me on chat. Next time I try to remember to catch it, but don't hold it against me because I am a one-woman show. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And hi, Periscopers. And hi, Facebook and all of you guys. But join me next time. I'll try to get on tomorrow for the Conscious Hour. You guys, that is so funny. You guys have a great night.